So it wasn't that long ago we were covering the Alex Jones trial for defamation of the Sandy Hook parents. And just to catch everybody up on that, if you don't remember, what happened is Alex Jones wasn't found guilty on the merits of the case. He was found guilty what's called by default. Now, what that means is he was required by law to share certain documents and certain evidence with the court, and he never complied. He never shared the stuff he needed to share with the court. And so they tried time and time again to get what they needed from Alex. He wouldn't give it. And so at a certain point, they're like, okay, you're guilty by default. So then we got to the sentencing phase, and he took the stand, and it was terrible, and he was embarrassing, and they literally had videos contradicting the things he was saying on the stand. Jones would have said the opposite the day before. I mean, just, it was crazy. But now we get a new update as to what's going on with this case, and you're not going to be surprised to learn the following. Alex Jones spent $93,000 on lavish living in July, while Sandy Hook parents got nothing. He was ordered to pay $1.5 billion in damages. Let me repeat that. They got nothing. Conspiracy theorist Alex Jones has been living a lavish lifestyle after declaring bankruptcy, while his victims who sued him for $1.5 billion in damages have, to date, received nothing from him. Now, let me also point out this whole declaring bankruptcy thing. It was a ruse. It was a plan. The whole idea was he turned over some assets, I think maybe to his son and also to his parents, and he was trying to skirt accountability by hiding money in different places and then filing for bankruptcy to make it so that it limits the damages that he has to pay out. So even that was bogus. But now you know one of the reasons why he did this was so that he can do the following. Financial reports released as part of Jones's bankruptcy case indicate Jones spent over $93,000 in July alone on an extravagant lifestyle. Guys, that's a lot of money. For 1 month, $93,000. That's more than most Americans make a whole year, right? 93K puts you in like the top 7% or so, or 5% of the country. He spent that in 1 month. It included a dinner at a seafood restaurant with Marjorie Taylor Greene with menu items like caviar that topped $100 a plate. Wow, look at my anti-elitist dog. Really anti-elite this guy is. According to an August 29th court filing on behalf of the families, Jones spent $15,184 on payments to his wife, Erica Wolf Jones, $7,900 on housekeeping, $6,338 on meals and entertainment, and a separate $3,388 on groceries, while Jones' net worth is $14 million. It is disturbing that Alex Jones continues to spend money on excessive household expenditures and his extravagant lifestyle when that money rightfully belongs to the families he spent years tormenting, said Christopher Matei, a Connecticut lawyer for the families. Jones was sued by families of children slain in a school shooting at Sandy Hook Elementary in Newtown, Connecticut, where 26 people were killed, including 20 kindergarten-aged children, after Jones weaponized his InfoWars program against them, repeatedly claiming that the shooting was a hoax and the parents were paid by Democrats to push gun control. In court, parents described having to move up to 5 times due to repeated death threats from Jones' followers. One guy actually killed himself, by the way. One guy committed suicide because the situation was that horrendous. His kid was killed. He was being harassed. People thought he was involved in his kid's disappearance or something. He killed himself. The families were awarded $1.5 billion in damages following a ruling against Jones. Jones quickly filed for bankruptcy after the ruling, claiming he couldn't afford the judgment. Well, to be fair, of course he can't afford that all $1.5 billion. In the August 29th filing, lawyers for the family said they would ask the judge overseeing his bankruptcy case to bar him from further excessive spending or else appoint a trustee to oversee his finances or dismiss the bankruptcy altogether. So what do I think is the most likely to happen? I think the most likely thing to happen is that they're going to appoint a trustee to oversee his finances. And if I'm not mistaken, they may already be in the process of doing that for the show. To be fair, I don't know for sure if they have somebody who oversees the show finances yet, but that's the next step, right? So this was a civil case. It wasn't a criminal case. So jail time really isn't on the table. But they're going to try to enforce the ruling however they can enforce the ruling. And to me, I think the most obvious way to do that is to basically appoint an independent party to oversee the finances and make sure that, you know, the parents get at least some of what they're owed. So perhaps this isn't very surprising news that Alex Jones is not abiding by the conviction and the results of the case. I guess it's not technically a conviction because it's a civil trial. But look, I hope there are ways to redress this grievance because those parents not getting any. I mean, look, nobody's under the impression they're actually going to get all $1.5 billion because Jones doesn't have that money, right? But something, anything No, you're going to spend $93,000 in a month like a drunken sailor and hang out with Marjorie Taylor Greene and eat caviar with her, which again busts up this notion he's some sort of anti-establishment, anti-elitist hero. He is the elitist. He is the elitist. And he defamed people, and now it's time to suffer the consequences of that. Hey, y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.